Hey, is this working? It's working. So I'm just sitting in bed and thinking about life. Oh, great. But my mind is like going around in circles, and I tried writing things down and it isn't working. So now I'm just trying and talking to a camera. Like, I'm probably not gonna upload this. I might. I don't know. Maybe I want people's feedback. Maybe I won't. We'll see how this goes. Like, life is fucked. Life is so fucked up. Because I can't even put it into words. I can't figure out what I want with my life because at this point it's like I'm really amped for adulthood, like proper adulthood, like where I have like a career and I have like kids and shit like that, and I'm like settling. But at the same time, I like a lot of me still wants to like travel the world and like live in a lot of different places. And the thought of leaving London after 2 years, it's highly likely because I have to somehow get myself up to like a 40K salary, like pounds. And like that's probably not going to happen. Which obviously like I want it to, but I need that for sponsorship, and the chances of that happening are very slim. And I'm like really sad about that because I want to stay in London, and I just can't figure out what I want to do after London. I know that that's 2 years away as well, so it's like literally it's over 2 years away. So why am I stressing about it? Because like 2 years ago I was a completely different person. I wanted completely different things. So why would I worry about what Fiona in 2 years' time is going to want? But it's like, what do I do after that? I can't move to Ireland because they're really fucked with like their working visas. I want to stay in the Northern Hemisphere. So then do I go to Canada or do I go back to uni and do more study? Because that would help me get on the path for my career. But the thought of doing uni in Australia, the thought of returning to Australia is terrifying because it's so far from everyone that I love. Not everyone that I love, like, family and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I don't have a life here. Like, I can't look at Australia and be like, oh, yeah, that's my future. That's the only place I can study because that's the only place I have citizenship, which sucks. But then, like, it's weird because I'm like, if I did return to Australia and studied, which I don't like the thought of, like my life could just start over again because that's happened so many times. Like when I moved to Germany, I didn't have any friends in the UK, and that's when I made all my friends, and that was a complete spur of the moment decision. And then I had all these like friends that I still have now that I don't want to let go of. And then I went to uni, and like first year of uni, I had all these incredible friends. Like I don't talk to any of them now, and it's all fucked up. But it's like, who's to say that I won't meet someone if I went back to uni for a second time? Who's to say I wouldn't meet someone that would change my life? But also, I hate study. Like it stresses me out so much. I don't like studying, so I would much prefer to forge my career path elsewhere and in other ways. It's just so strange to think about because like this whole time I've been like, oh yeah, like England is the future. England is like where I'm going to settle, and I do still think that 100% because I've never felt more at home than I have in England. England and London are just home, and I've lived in a lot of places, and that's the only place where I'm like, yep, that's the one. But then like, what if I? Because I feel like Canada's gonna happen. Like I feel like I'm gonna move to Canada at some point in my life. What if I moved to Canada after 2 years in England, and then I just wanted to forge my life there, and then I'm stuck between Canada and London, and it's really stressful and it's a lot to think about. And the only way I can really settle until I'm earning about 40K pounds in any currency, like that's the kind of the line for gaining sponsorship in a country. And I don't want to work in Australia. I don't want to live in Australia. And so until I earn that, I just have to keep on moving and gaining more experience until I'm at that level where I can earn that. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense at all? So yeah, I'm just thinking about how I'm going to be moving around, and that's what I want. But that, like, that's what I want. I want to move around. I want to travel, but then I do want to settle in London, but I want to settle now. Like part of me just wants to skip to like 28 and like, be settled, like have a really nice house and like probably be in a relationship because like you can't plan for relationships. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like, oh yeah, I want to be in a relationship, but like if I had it my way, I would like to be in a relationship at 28. And so it's weird to think that, because I'm 23 and that feels so old, but it's not. It's not that old. Like 23 is not old. Like I have so much time ahead. I know people who start, like I made friends in first year of uni who were 26, and no one even judged them for that. Like literally no one cared. We're just like, okay, cool. So I mate this person. No one cares. And it's so strange to think at 26 I could go to uni because that's after living in London. That's after that time. So that's a possibility. I don't want to go back to uni, by the way. I don't know why I keep coming back to that because I really don't. But it's strange to think that your life can start again at different ages. It's weird to think that your life can start again at 28 or at 26. I know people who've got out of relationships at 30, and it must feel like to an extent that their life is beginning again because even though they've still got the same career and friendship groups, like your life changes when you end a long-term relationship. It's so weird to think about the number of times that my life is going to reinvent itself before I'm 30. I know that life happens after you're 30, I get that, but it's just like your 20s is such a fucked up time. I'm rambling. I just don't know what I'm doing with my future, and it's terrifying. I know what I want with my future. Like maybe like probably if I had like a dream plan, if I had like my dream life, I'd move to London, live there for 2 years, and then move to Canada for 2 years and like just keep working in media and marketing and stuff, and then probably move back to London. But it's so strange to think that the people I meet in that time and the experiences that I have could change all that completely. Like the only way I can settle before earning 40K is if I get married. And even that's crazy because like I can't, not in an emo way, but I genuinely can't imagine someone loving me and like wanting to spend their life with me So that as a concept is so crazy and sad because it might not happen, but I want it to happen. Like in my plan, I want it to happen, but you can't really plan for those things. Like that's like the dumbest thing to plan for. Like you can organize your career. You can say like which countries you want to live in to an extent, unless if you're earning under 40K, blah blah. You can't, but like you can map a lot of your life. But you can't map a relationship. You just can't because it's a person. You can't control people. Um, but yeah, it's just weird. I'm just thinking about people who I know who have like reinvented themselves at different ages, and it's such a mindfuck because I know what I want right now, and I might not get it, but then that's also okay because I know people have done things past that age. I'm gonna shut up.